Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Jefferson nickel that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're talking about a coin that not only tells the story of one of the most important moments in American history, but also has collectors scrambling to find rare versions of it. That coin is the 2004 Jefferson nickel featuring the Louisiana Purchase design, also known as the piece metal reverse. But don't let its small size fool you. This nickel has a story to tell, and a secret that might be hiding in your change jar right now. Let's go back to 2004. To commemorate the bicentennial of the Louisiana Purchase, the U.S. Mint launched a new design for the 5-cent coin. On the front, we have a familiar face, Thomas Jefferson. But it's the back of the coin that draws attention: two hands shaking in peace, one Native American, one European American, beneath crossed tomahawk and peace pipe. This image symbolizes the peace medals that were given during the Lewis and Clark expedition, one of the most ambitious journeys in early American history. This nickel isn't just currency. It's a symbol of diplomacy, discovery, and the expansion of a young America. But here's where things get really interesting. Among the millions of these nickels that were minted in 2004, a few slipped through the system with rare and fascinating errors. And those are the ones collectors are desperately searching for today. So, what kind of errors make this simple nickel so valuable? One of the most well-known is the double die error. Imagine seeing the inscriptions on the reverse, such as Louisiana Purchase or E pluribus unum, slightly doubled. That isn't a trick of the eye. That's a misalignment during the minting process. And that small, almost invisible error? It can mean big money. Then there's the off-center strike, when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting, and the design is printed off to one side. The more off-center it is, while still showing the date and mint mark, the rarer and more valuable it becomes. Another jaw-dropping variety? Die cracks or cuds. These are raised lines, blobs, or breaks in the coin caused by a worn-out or damaged die. On this 2004 nickel, a die crack across the handshake or around the peace symbols adds a dramatic and completely unique touch. But one of the most exciting and elusive errors found on this coin is the clad layer missing error. That's when the top metallic layer peels away or is missing entirely, leaving the coin looking coppery and worn on one side. It's instantly noticeable, and when combined with high condition, it becomes a top-tier collectible. And yes, even strike-through errors, when a piece of debris or grease gets between the die and the coin during production, have been found on this nickel. These create strange, ghostly marks or missing areas in the design. Every one is different, and each tells a story of a coin that was never meant to turn out that way. Now here's the real key: condition. Even the rarest error loses value if the coin is scratched or heavily circulated. But when these rare mistakes are found on coins in mint state condition, untouched by time or wear, that's when the value skyrockets. Imagine finding one of these in a roll of nickels from the bank, or tucked away in an old jar passed down by family. It happens more than you think. That's what makes coin collecting so thrilling, the idea that a treasure could be hiding in plain sight. Collectors, hobbyists, and even beginners are now keeping their eyes peeled for these rare 2004 Louisiana Purchase nickels. Because while it might look like just another coin, it represents a moment in history, and for a few lucky people, it also represents a major payday. So now, let's answer the big question: how much can one of these rare 2004 Jefferson nickels, featuring the Louisiana Purchase design and a rare minting error in excellent condition, actually be worth? Believe it or not, one of these incredible nickels has been valued at a staggering $40,000. Yes, a single 5-cent coin, worth $40,000. So don't overlook your change. Examine your nickels. Because history might be sitting right there in your hand, and it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 2. I'm about to show you how one simple, everyday nickel, a 2003 Jefferson nickel, could secretly be worth a small fortune. Yes, just 5 cents, and it might be the most valuable coin you've ever touched. Before we get into the treasure hunting excitement, let's take a closer look at this fascinating coin. The 2003 Jefferson nickel marks the final full year of the classic design before the dramatic redesign in 2004 to commemorate the Westward Journey series. On the front, you've got Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. On the back, the iconic image of his home, Monticello, still stands proud. It might look like any other nickel. But the 2003 version? It's hiding secrets that only sharp-eyed collectors and coin lovers know to look for, because among the millions of these nickels struck by the U.S. Mint, there are a few special coins with rare, stunning errors. These are the coins that slipped through unnoticed, until now. Let's break down the kinds of errors and varieties that turn this basic nickel into a collector's dream. First, and one of the most exciting, is the double die error. If you look closely at the word Monticello, or even the inscriptions like E pluribus unum or United States of America, and notice a shadowy or doubled effect? That's not wear and tear, it's a minting mistake. A second strike, slightly off from the first. This error is incredibly valuable to collectors because it's a clear visual sign of a misstrike, and not something that can be faked. Next, we have the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting. The result? A Jefferson nickel where part of the design is literally missing, and the blank crescent-shaped space makes it look completely unique. These off-center coins are rare, especially when the date and mint mark are still visible. The more off-center, the more it's worth. One of the most fascinating errors is the clad layer missing variety. Imagine flipping a nickel and seeing a dull, coppery surface instead of the smooth silver shine. That's because the top layer, made of nickel, was never applied. The coin looks unusual, feels different, and becomes instantly valuable to those in the know, and then there are strike-through errors. Sometimes, a piece of debris, like grease or fabric, gets stuck between the die and the blank coin during minting. This leaves behind strange indentations, smudged images, or even missing parts of the design. These one-of-a-kind errors are considered major finds. Collectors also hunt for die cracks and cuds. These are raised lines or blobs caused by a cracked or damaged die. They may appear as jagged lines on Jefferson's face or random bumps near Monticello. While subtle, they make each coin unique, and uniqueness drives value. But here's what truly elevates the price: condition. A coin found in circulation with scratches and wear will never fetch the highest value. But the same coin, with a rare error, and in mint state condition, untouched, crisp, and perfectly preserved, can be worth thousands. And now for the moment you've been waiting for: how much can one of these rare 2003 Jefferson nickels, with the right error and in top condition, actually sell for? Believe it or not, one of these nickels has been valued as high as $36,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 5-cent coin, worth $36,000. So the next time you get change at the store, or roll nickels from the bank, don't just glance and move on. Look closely. Study the details. Because that ordinary-looking coin could be hiding an extraordinary secret. Top 3, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1990 Jefferson nickel. This isn't just any nickel, it's a coin that carries with it stories of American history, craftsmanship, and some of the most intriguing minting errors that can turn a humble coin into a prized collectible. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, and the image of Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the reverse. The 1990 edition continues this timeless tradition. However, within the millions minted that year, a handful possess unique imperfections, errors that can skyrocket their value. One of the most exciting errors found on the 1990 nickel is the double die error. This occurs when the coin's design elements, such as the lettering or date, are stamped twice, slightly misaligned. The effect is a subtle doubling that's visible under close inspection. This error is rare and collectors prize it for its distinct appearance and the story it tells about the minting process. Another intriguing variation is the off-center strike. Imagine the coin's design shifted to one side, sometimes revealing a significant blank area where the image should have been. This kind of misalignment happens when the coin isn't properly placed in the press, making each off-center nickel a unique piece of minting history. Then, there are the clad layer errors. Normally, A nickel's outer layers consist of a nickel-copper mix, giving it that characteristic silver color. But occasionally, the outer layer peels away or is missing on one side, exposing the copper core beneath. This error not only changes the coin's appearance dramatically but also boosts its value, especially if preserved in excellent condition. Don't overlook die cracks and strike-through errors either. These flaws manifest as raised lines or distorted areas caused by debris or damage during the striking process. Each coin with these features tells a unique story and offers a glimpse into the intricate workings of the mint. For collectors, condition is king. A 1990 nickel with any of these errors, but heavily worn or damaged, won't command a high price. But one that's crisp, clear, and free of wear, especially with a rare error, can become a treasure. So, what is this coin actually worth? A 1990 Jefferson nickel with one of these significant minting errors, maintained in near-perfect condition, can be valued at an astounding $36,000, yes, just 5 cents in face value, yet potentially worth $36,000 in the right hands. If you've ever doubted the power hidden in pocket change, think again. That 1990 Jefferson nickel you might have overlooked could be a gateway to an incredible discovery. For more fascinating stories about coins that could change your life, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because you never know when the next rare find will be right under your nose. Top 4. We're diving deep into the world of the 1964 Jefferson nickel, one of the most fascinating and sought-after nickels in American numismatics. This coin marks a pivotal moment in history, not only because of its age but also due to unique characteristics and rare minting errors that can make it extraordinarily valuable. The 1964 Jefferson nickel features the classic design of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his famed estate, Monticello, on the reverse, a design that had remained largely unchanged for decades. But what makes this nickel so captivating to collectors? First, let's talk about rarity. 1964 was the last year Jefferson nickels were made with 75% copper and 25% nickel composition before the U.S. Mint changed the metal formula. This composition shift makes the 1964 nickels the last of their kind in that era, instantly giving them a special place in coin history. But rarity alone doesn't explain why some 1964 nickels can fetch an extraordinary price. The secret lies in the minting errors, the little mistakes made during production that transform ordinary coins into priceless collectibles. One of the most intriguing errors is the double die obverse. In these coins, parts of the design, especially the date or lettering, appear doubled when closely examined. This occurs because the coin was struck more than once with a slightly misaligned die. These doubled images create a striking visual effect that collectors drool over, turning these nickels into rare specimens. Another valuable variation is the off-center strike error. Imagine the coin's design shifted dramatically to one side, sometimes revealing as much as 30% or more of the blank metal. These coins are unique because each off-center strike is different, a true one-of-a-kind error that can command a hefty premium. Then there are clad layer errors where the outer metal layer is missing on one side, exposing a copper core. These missing clad nickels are rare and immediately catch the eye of collectors due to their unusual appearance and the fascinating story behind their production. Even subtle die cracks and strike-through errors add to the coin's charm. These little imperfections, caused by damaged dies or debris during striking, leave raised lines or bumps that make each coin unique and more valuable. Condition plays a massive role here. A 1964 nickel with any of these errors in poor condition might be interesting, but it's unlikely to sell for top dollar. However, a coin that's sharp, clean, and well-preserved can be worth a small fortune. So what kind of fortune are we talking about? A 1964 Jefferson nickel, boasting one or more of these rare errors and preserved in mint condition, can be valued at a staggering $67,000, yes, just 5 cents in face value, but with the power to turn into $67,000 in the right hands. The lesson? Never underestimate the small change jingling in your pocket. That simple nickel could hold history, mystery, and wealth, all in the palm of your hand. If this peek into rare coins sparked your curiosity, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. There's a whole world of coin treasures waiting to be discovered, and who knows? Your next rare find might be closer than you think. Top 5, and last rare coin. we're uncovering the hidden secrets behind the 1999 Jefferson nickel, a coin that has stunned collectors and experts alike with its surprising rarity and incredible value. The Jefferson nickel, with its timeless portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and Monticello on the back, has been a staple of American currency for decades. The 1999 issue might seem ordinary at first glance, but dig a little deeper, and you'll discover a world of fascinating minting errors and varieties that make some examples of this coin extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. One of the most notable features that can skyrocket the value of a 1999 nickel is the double die error. This error happens when the coin is struck twice by the die, but slightly misaligned, causing a doubled appearance in the lettering or numbers, especially around the date or Liberty. These doubled details aren't just a quirk, they're a rare minting mistake that collectors pay big money for. Another eye-catching error is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is noticeably shifted to one side, leaving a portion of the nickel blank. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Each off-center nickel tells its own unique story of an imperfect minting process that collectors find fascinating. Then there's the intriguing missing clad layer variety. Normally, a nickel has a smooth outer layer made of nickel and copper, giving it that classic silver color. But in some 1999 nickels, that outer layer is missing on one side, revealing the copper core beneath. These coins look dramatically different and are prized for their rarity and unusual appearance. Die cracks and strike-through errors add even more character. These tiny imperfections caused by damaged dies or foreign material trapped during the minting process create raised lines or smudges on the coin's surface. They might seem like minor flaws, but in the world of coin collecting, they add immense value. Condition is everything in coin collecting. Even the rarest 1999 nickel error won't fetch top dollar if it's heavily worn or damaged. But a well-preserved coin, with sharp details and minimal wear, can command prices that might surprise you. So how much can a rare, error-filled 1999 Jefferson nickel be worth? A coin like this, in exceptional condition with significant mint errors, has been known to fetch as much as $67,000. Yes, that's right. A 5-cent coin worth $67,000. So next time you find a nickel in your pocket, take a closer look. It might just be hiding a secret worth a small fortune. If you enjoyed this dive into rare coins and want more fascinating stories about hidden treasures in everyday change, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Because who knows? Your next big discovery could be just a coin toss away. Stay curious, and happy collecting.